they think that I just come in there and look for knockouts, and that's not the case. I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
So, what happened? I'm here. Who want to fight with me? Who?
I really don't care who's in front of me. I don't feel like no fighter can beat me.
My goal is to demolish everybody, to be honest. Everybody that's in my way. The pinnacle to any weight division is to have all of the belts, all of the titles.
Welcome to BodyWork. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to BodyWork Boxing. It feels so good to be back. Man, 44 years, man, on the right side of the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? Anything, I always counted anything past 42 as a bonus. That's when my mom left. But it feel good, man. I'm in good spirits. I'm on the up and up, man, and I said, man, when you working for other people and you clocking in and you doing this and this and that, like I used to go hard. I think I carried a lot of the things my mom instilled into me, and also a lot of the things I got from the military. So when I was working for these different companies, I was going hard, and I had to realize that, hey, I'm working for myself now, so I'm gonna go extra hard. So I hadn't really had. It's not, yeah. The conversation around boxing has been disappointing. It has been. I think everybody's expressing it now. I mean, I think I heard my man Crush as early as this morning when I caught the playback, expressing these same sentiments. And this is something I've been saying for a long time, but I'm an optimist. So I feel like whenever I'm just going to be speaking on boxing and I don't really have anything good to say, I'll just not say anything at all. But there are some good things going on. Like as an optimist, you looking at it and you saying, hold on, man, we got some fights coming up. There's some matchups. It's just like everybody was sleeping on Riches or Hitches. Everybody is sleeping on the talented Mr. David Morrell. Yes, they are, man. They acting like this man about to go in there and get washed like a newborn, and I beg to differ. Even though I said I'm not going to bet against David Benavidez anymore, because I was a skeptic. He won me over. I'm a fan of David Benavidez, but I've also been a fan of the talented Mr. David Morrell. My lady, she actually liked David Morrell. She was like, I think one time he won us $465. First time we put some bread on him. So she'd be like, wouldn't that light-skinned motherfucker, when he getting back in the ring? I'd be like, hold on, baby, hold your mule. He about to get back in there. And I think that this is going to be one of them times where you are not going to see David Benavidez be the bully that he used to being. Why? Because it's just like one of them things. It's almost like, let me give you an example. Real quick. Cookie Monster. BodyWork. Salute Cookie Monster. Sounding good. Yeah, but them visuals still got a delay, Cookie. I'm like, man, them visuals still got a delay, man. And that's, as a perfectionist, it's eating me alive. That's why I kept restarting and refreshing and clearing cookies and doing all this other stuff. I had already upgraded the computer. I think somebody's hating, man. That's not a hypothesis. I think it's a known fact. But let me get back to David Morrell, and I'll talk about that in a second. But I appreciate that sound check. But when it comes down to the David Benavidez and David Morrell, the example I was going to give is the time when, here recently, this was kind of recently, when Joe Cordina fought Kakasi. Now this was a guy in Kakasi who wasn't a knockout artist. But when you are hunting something and you finally get a hold of it, this man was in hot pursuit. It's like when you studying, it's like, it's like soon as I see this one cat up on this panel and he makes himself available, I'm going in, and I'm gonna go hard. When I catch him on this panel, when I catch his ass on one of these panels, I'm going hard. Why? Because I've been watching, I've been waiting, and he will not show he won't come around. He won't come around. He definitely won't come to Murderer's Row. Because he already know what's going to happen. He's going to get lined up and he's going to get put in that scope. I don't care if I'm riding around. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to pull over and pause for the call. I'm going to put him in them crosshairs and I'm going to do him something bad. It's like when you are studying, when you are waiting, when you are watching somebody and you're hot on their trails, you're in hot pursuit, that's what happens. Because Casey was not a knockout artist. And I actually like Joe Cordina. It's just when you are that passionate, because the first rule of thumb is know thyself. The second rule is know thy enemy. So when Kakasi got in there, oh, Cookie Monster, we missed you. I appreciate that. But when you get in there and you finally see or get an opportunity to go after or to actually get a grasp or lay hands on something that you've been wanting to, it's different. And we don't know what Kakasi's gonna go on to do. But when it came down to Joe Cordina, because he was in hot pursuit, he was on his trails, and that's the fight that he wanted. When he got in there, he lined him up and he stopped him. I believe that this is what's gonna happen. This is why I say, man, like everybody be saying, oh, it's this. If I had to give an edge just because of the experience, like the big, not talking about like fighting experience, I'm talking about under the big bright lights. One thing that actually separates somebody like Tank, you know what I'm saying, from a lot of these other guys is the under the big bright lights. When you have eyeballs watching you. I would give the edge to David Benavidez. Because he had the belt twice. Canelo, maneuvered. You could say he maneuvered. You know what I'm saying? I stopped beating up on Canelo about a year ago. I said, man, that man gonna do whatever he want to do. So ain't no need in me going out here and taking all over him. But I would say, okay, if I had the reason, if anything, I would say it's a 50. It's really a 50-50 in my opinion. It's really a 50-50 fight. It's really a coin toss, right? Because everybody wanna put this perception on David Morrell because of his first performance moving up to 75, where David Benavidez didn't look like the same David Benavidez when he went up to 75. So those two cancel each other out. However, I had to remind people that the talented Mr. David Morrell was fighting Canelo Alvarez when he was at 68. He was fighting his one fight removed from 175 now. He was fighting Canelo Alvarez as mandatory for the WBA since 2020. Ronnie Shields was calling that man El Sicario because he was saying that David Morrell was Canelo's personal bodyguard. However, what did he do? The same thing that Madrimov did, because they want to give him credit for his amateur pedigree. This man was like 465 fights in the amateurs, but his amateur record don't count for anything. Right. So I think that I think that if anything, I think that salute Crush. Salute. I was catching the playback, man, but it ended short for me. I only get to see like 21 minutes of it, Crush, but you was baking before it cut out. But I think that a lot of people are underestimating David Morrell, and I don't think that you can look. It's not because of his record. It's because in that line, when you talk about, when you really want to break it down and have a responsible conversation, with like the same thing that everybody was propping Madrimov up because of his amateur experience and why he should have gotten Bud, is the same reasons. You welcome, Crush. Is the same reasons why David Morrell should be propped up for having over 400 and something amateur fights. He was an amateur standout. I mean, this man came from Cuba. Like, I mean, did we see the story of Robisi? Robisi just had some adversity, but what's up? Did we hear the story of Ugas? You know, and the things, and you know, those kind of things create metal inside of a soldier. You know, and he came over here, adopted Minnesota of all places. When you get out on a wrong day, I know when I was an over the road truck driver, you get out and that hawk run through you, you can have on a full body suit. It's gonna feel like you got a nightgown on. Take my word for it. You know what I'm saying? But they do have the Mall of America up there, a big, beautiful mall. But he adapted that as his home. He's been showing out. He put a couple people in the coma. You know what I'm saying? He didn't quite send one up, but he put a couple people in a coma. And if we're talking and having a responsible conversation when it comes to the ranking systems and how it goes down, if you are next in line, like when you have a WBA regular, because everybody say, oh, the Reggie, you can call it Reggie, but what it does is when there's somebody above you, you are the one that has to stand in the gap and fight all of the mandatory. So that's who he was fighting. He wasn't just fighting any nobodies. He made your Bossinelli and all these guys look like nobodies when he got in there. And yeah, he might have got adjusted. He might have had to take a time to get adjusted when he got to 175. I'm not taking away Cokie. Salute BodyWork. Salute Cokie. What's happening, my guy? Glad to see you, man. Hope all is well, brother. But when you're fighting those guys that's next in line, you are fighting the guys that's in that ranking line, however they got it, through politics or whatever. You're fighting the guy that has a chance to get to the throne. He was defending in that, out of those 4 lines, in the WBA line, David Morrell has been defending those mandatories since 2020. Let's not forget, he is an amateur standout. Let's not forget that he has had David Benavidez lined up in his crosshairs, and he has been the epitome of what we ask for these boxers. We ask him to get in the ring and show out, which he's been knocking damn near everybody out, putting people in comas. You know what I'm saying? Might have been overzealous for the knockout, a la like Boots the first time when it came to Karan. Might have been overzealous for the knockout. Didn't get the knockout. Swung and whiffed and did a lot of things that was uncharacteristic. However, that was one performance. This is his time to shine. This is the guy that he's been chasing. He's been doing and he's been embodying everything that we want from our favorite fighter to do. Not just make call-outs knowing damn well the fight can't happen. No, we want you to get in the ring, show out, be deliberate in who you want. He said, listen, man, listen. Outside the ring, I respect everything and everybody. But inside the ring, I don't respect nothing, man. Give me chills. That was like one of the hardest sayings I heard that year. Ever since I heard him say, I said, man, this young dude is fly. You know what I'm saying? One of the most athletic people out here. Salute, Smoke. Salute, man. My guy. What's going on, man? You know I need y'all to get up on this panel, man. I need my folks to get up on this panel, man. It's 44 years around, you know what I'm saying? I made it to 44, man. I need y'all to get up here, man, and holler at your boy. But you gotta think, man, like we want you to go in there, have a performance, stand out, be deliberate in the name, call a realistic name. And when David Benavidez said, you know what, I mean, I'm getting out, David Benavidez, the light bulb popped and said, you know what, I'm not gonna make a living and be like these other guys, where I'm just gonna keep calling out this one guy, knowing daggone well he's never gonna fight me. He said, you know what, I'm gonna forge my own path, even though David Benavidez had already forged his own path, having Caleb Plant, Boo Boo, you know, and other names. But those are the notable names. That's when he really started. That's when he really won me over, because I'm like, I don't know what he is. You know how I am. I keep the same energy when I say I don't know what you are when you've always had the advantages. Whether it's size, reach, height, speed, activity. I look at these guys until I see you go up against somebody where the advantages are split. I don't know what you are. I've been maintaining that standard. That's why I give Tank a lot more credit than what other people do, because he doesn't always have those advantages. And everybody always talk about his power, but you know, I see a lot of people who have all the kind of power in the world, but they don't get knockouts because it's speed, timing, and accuracy that really gets the knockouts. It's not just sheer power. It's a lot of people that if you let them hit you, they're gonna knock you spark out as a civilian. But you get in the ring and put some gloves on, they can't get a knockout. They might brutalize you. They're not gonna get one punch knockout power. Speed, power, and accuracy. And you're doing it to people where you don't have all the advantages. This is the first time where we actually really going to see David Benavidez go up against somebody who's not intimidated by him, who's very athletic, who has power, has speed, has footwork, and we do know what can happen if David Morrell go in there whiffing and swinging and being all wild. David Benavidez will wear him down. And this is going to be in my opinion, this fight is going to be a war of attrition. Whoever has the better gas tank, and we already know David Benavidez, he turned up as the fight go on. As the fight go on, he's almost like as Adrian Peterson was as a running back. As the game goes on, he will wear you down and run you over and out-juke you. As the game, the more touches he get, the better he get. If I want to use a football analogy, so I think a lot of people are looking at this kind of lopsided, the same way they were looking at Paro and Hitchens. And I'm saying, listen, man, do not sleep on the talented Mr. David Morrell. And I remember a lot of people were shitting on this fight. Guys with big old microphones that just create narratives all day and just shit on fighters and create these zombies that just go around like minions with batteries in their back, just spewing nonsense, was shitting on this fight, saying, oh man, it's not a big fight. It's not worth pay-per-view. I'm not paying. I'm like, you're not going to pay to see David Benavidez and David Morrell. Okay. You might not be a boxing fan, but they sowed that seed. And I see a lot of people running with it. So me, I'm a David Benavidez fan, but I'm also a David Morrell fan, and I think that, man, just to as far as the first quarter of the quote unquote technically the new year, even though we know how that New Year's and all that is in February. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be a lot of, good love. they're gonna show each other how much they love each other in that ring. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be tough love though. You know what I'm saying? But I think that fight is gonna be very, very good, man. I think it's a long time coming. The boxing gods have, shown favor on us and allowed that fight to happen. That's my piece on David Morrell and David Benavidez, man. I think people need to get their goggles on straight and look at this in a perspective where it's like, I don't know, man. It's kind of different when they've been pursuing you, when they've been preparing for you. They've been tracking and hunting you. They want you. They got, I only have eyes for you. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people will bag it down, finally get her back there, and then, get limp noodle. It can happen. I'm not, it happens. You see, it could happen to David Morrell. But all I'm saying is, man, the man been studying, and he's been tracking, and he's been hunting, and he's been in hot pursuit, doing everything you would want your favorite fighter to do, in words and in action. He's been brushing up on his English. And I think that this is the first time where I'm not sure if David Benavidez is really going to be able to bully the way he typically is. Why? Because David Morrell got some pride. He got Cuban pride. This is the biggest fight of his life. And like Eminem, he got to lose himself in the moment you own it. He about to lose himself in the moment. So I think we got a good one there. Let me think about what some of the other things that's been on my mind. And I will come out, man, but look, y'all, it's doing this bullshit again. I want to let y'all know I'm here. It's just doing. I think I stepped on the wrong toes a while ago. So it's like, man, somebody is really fucking with my channel. And that's what I was touching on earlier, where I said, now, it's not typical. It's not typical to where, like that last live I did a live on Richardson Hitchens, right? Before I went to sleep, it had 85 views. When I got up, It had 86 views. By the end of the day, it had 88 views. There has not been one more view on that video. Not one more view. They've stopped. I would think I was telling Pop the other day. They have stopped me clean at 100, like where nobody. I don't get one more view, and that's not. I've been doing. I'm not one of them guys that buy the numbers and do all that stuff. I don't do it. So I might have pissed somebody off or whatever, and I'm a perfectionist, man. That's why I was like, until I figure this out. Now, once I get a whole new computer, I upgraded this one. I done everything I needed to do with this one. I had no problem. And I'm getting rid of, and I've gotten rid of StreamYard. I've already ended StreamYard. I'm just waiting on this one to ride out, and I'm going to another platform to be able to use. So I'm going to use another platform, and I'm gonna see if I still have these issues. But for whatever reason, man, I think somebody's fucking with me, man. I'm not going to dwell on it, but that's the only reason why I'm not showing my face, because I don't want it to be buffering. I think, and also when I do the visual, it buffers out, like, so you can't even hear me as a constant like you hear me now and hear my voice when I'm talking. But I'm here. I just don't want it to be buffering and cutting out on me whenever I show my face. So that's that on that. Listen, man. Listen. I've been saying this for a long time. I said that and people say, I heard this. I heard this one, let's say one gentleman. I heard this one gentleman. When people start comparing Abdul Wahid to Floyd, it's just blah blah blah. Well, I did make a comparison, and I said that many people, just like Floyd, there was a lot of people that didn't fully appreciate what Floyd was doing until he hung him up. And I've been saying this. I think I said it. I know I've been saying it for at least about 2 years. I said, listen, Tank is one of those people that once he hangs him up, people are going to appreciate him more. And the man started talking about retirement, and now everybody talking, man, why he wanna? Now some people are just gonna ride the clout. They're gonna be the anti. I told you about these people that are the anti. Like, so if they can shit on Tank in any way, I told y'all that's almost like the Care Bear when they open up and they start doing the Care Bear stare, and that rainbow pop out their chest. That's like the blind pledge of allegiance to Tank hate. That means that you hate Tank too? Oh, I hate Tank too. Yeah, I think, and so now y'all have a common bond rooted and grounded in hate. It's one of the most crabby, treacherous things I've seen, but it's true. It's true. And I'm not saying that Tank and Floyd are the same. What I am saying is exactly what I just said. A lot of people did not appreciate what Floyd brought to the table until he hung them up, and they went back and they really analyzed what he was doing in the ring and how he did it. There are going to be a lot of people that when the young man from Baltimore finally do hang him up, are going to go back and actually look at what he was able to do inside of the ring, and they're going to appreciate him and be like, dang, man, I could have enjoyed watching this guy fight when he was actually fighting and active. Because I don't think, I'm not sure. I think maybe, you know what I'm saying, maybe the fan in me is saying, oh man, it's premature to be doing it. But then I also understand that, when you're doing certain things at a certain level and you're not going to compromise on certain things, it gets tiring. It gets tiring, man. When people don't appreciate what you bring to the table and what you have to offer and what you give to the game, what you provide, when people don't appreciate that stuff, it gets frustrating. If every time you look around, everybody want to talk about you, like anybody that they put a microphone in front of, and the title, it could be it could be a prospect, it could be a former champion, it could be somebody in a division above, two divisions below. They're going to talk about the guy. But then they're going to turn around and tell you he's not the face of boxing. I'm like, well, why aren't they asking these other boxers about how hard this other guy hits. What color boxes does this other guy have? They don't do shit like that. They just do it with Tank. Because they know that what Stephen Breadman Edwards said, they know that what he said, what did he say? Tank was special. I just called it the special edition because it's the 44th year. I'm here. I've been here for 44 years. I called it the special edition because of that. But Stephen Breadman Edwards said that the man is special. He said the young man is special. Now, so I bring that up because just like a lot of times, like, you know, remember on Ducksgiving? Y'all remember on Ducksgiving, and I put it up and I was saying, oh man, remember this? Y'all don't remember this? Y'all remember when I was talking about, now for months now, this one dude who swear he know everything, this one guy said that it's no way they not in negotiations, they not doing this thing. I'm like, okay, because that was the anti to what I was saying. That was the anti to, so you know, people will choose the anti to what I be saying, right? I guess sometimes it get under people's skin. I'm not sure. But I was telling y'all in real time, I said, not again. I put up a post, I said, not again. Don't tell me Devin is ducking T.O. again. They came out, oh man, this is why they not in negotiation. I said, okay, so you have a close enough relationships with these guys to where you can definitively say that these guys are not in negotiations. I'm like, right. Anybody believe you? Listen, I got some beachfront property in Missouri that I can sell you. You know, but here recently, guess what happened? Yesterday and all today, that's all people are talking about. Oh man, Devin really wild because they heard Bob come out and say it. So Bob so they believe Bob when he said that, oh yeah, T.O. is actively pursuing Ennis. But they don't believe Bob when he says Devin turned down the offer. So they don't believe that. Like, come on, man. So you trying to tell me T.O. is willing to fight? So you believe him when he say he's willing to fight Boots? Go up another division and fight Boots. But you don't believe him when he say that, oh yeah, but no, now you believe him because Bob came out and said Devin turned down the offer. And I said, and also the clearance that I gave him when I did this video, if you go back and look at it, that's why I be saying playback value. You need content that has playback value, because the only reprieve I gave Devin was if T.O. Fimo was in the legal troubles with Bob Aaron, if the lawsuit and all that was still going on. I said, we don't know. I said, so that's the only reprieve that I give Devin with this T.O. stuff, because we don't know about the legal actions and all that. And guess what? If Bob came out and says that Loma is in pursuit of Gerard Ennis and he tried to fight Devin, but he turned down the fight, Eureka! I held my judgment. I said, man, it's looking like a duck. It's smelling like a duck. You know, I think it'd be good with some duck sauce on it. I said, but I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna give him a mulligan on this one. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give him a mulligan. And people say, oh well, you do know T.O. Fimo won at 20 million. I'm like, cause that's a talking point they use. That's an exaggeration. T.O. already knew damn well he wasn't gonna get 20. Devin ain't. Come on, man. He ain't never been in a $20 million fight. So how the hell you gonna want? So they use that to do the typewriter off of the real topic, which is this is just of recent time. This is the second time when we can really say that this man definitively ducked Teofimo Lopez. So all of these people that's been getting all that clout, and remember, T.O. is not on my good side right now. I have no need or no reason to put on a cape and cap for T.O. I want Boots to, no pun intended, knock his boots. You know what I'm saying? I want him to knock the shit out of T.O. I'm not gonna lie. I want somebody to do it. I want a Tank to do it. Shit, I would love for Boots to do it. Even though I think that's a, that'll be another 40 coming up for Boots. That'll be another little guy coming up. But when it goes on to you lowball a guy at 54 in Conwell, and then you never say you never say Bakran Murtazaliev name, but Charles Conwell, I'm gonna get on to him. He said his name. So I said, I don't really want Boots fighting another guy coming up, because he's been fed those kind of guys coming up. Again, I don't want it. Because it's kind of crazy how Lamont Roach is a champion, and everybody, oh man, look at this, man, he's moving up, even though he's actually bigger than Tank. But in this situation, Boots is really like one of the biggest 47 pounders out there, and they would condone T.O. moving up to fight Boots. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a different standard, different strokes for different folks. I understand. But it's the same thing. And so I'm like, nah, well, I mean, if you can shit on Tank for fighting Lamont Roach, who was a legitimate champion, and it's a local DMV guy, where they have a history, a background, and Shakur wanted a multiple fight deal, which I'm gonna get into that in a second. I just don't want T.O. I don't want that for Boots. I think Boots needed to start challenging himself a little bit more, man. Especially since they were saying he was the second coming of Roy Jones. But definitively, this is the second time Devin Haney has ducked Teofimo Lopez of late. This is not the only time. I told y'all the last time was when Teofimo was saying he's gonna retire. Yeah, I'm gonna retire. And Devin and Bill and all them, they had Arnold Barbosa lined up to fight for T.O.'s WBO strap. And when Teofimo got wind of it, he said, "Oh, you gonna try to fight for my strap? I'm not retiring." And then he called him up and said, "Hey, listen, man, I got the guy. Look, the guy said we could fight over here in New York, man. We got the venue, whatever." Devin said, "I only talk to bosses. Get off my line." But he was going to fight Barbosa for T.O.'s strap until T.O. said, "Nope, I'm coming back." And Devin said, "I'm out." And I said, "That's whack." Since then, he fought Ryan and got knocked on his ass bag and was looking real sad. Jack. That's the second time. So Bob came out and said that. He confirmed it. So it's not looking good, you know what I'm saying? I've been off of that, you know what I'm saying? I smoked the Haney pack, man, right after April Fools. I went in one good time on it, and then it's just been glancing blows as it relates to what Devin got going on ever since. I have not sat up here just slandered Devin, to the high heavens since then. I'm just pointing out actual, factual information. And this is the second time of recent that he's ducked T.O., man. Duck T.O. I think I ran all my people that were rocking with me for the videos I used to do with T.O. I think I ran all of them off because I said, listen, man, if you got people around you that ain't going to check you and say, man, that shit he been saying ain't cool, then I don't need you around me either. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you, man, that ain't cool. Just like I'm hanging around a bunch of people that's looking like me, and for no reason, we going down, we at a venue, we out kicking it, we somewhere doing whatever, and they just start downing somebody that look like the palm of my hand, like just for no reason. I'm like, hey, man, cut that shit out, man. Plus, I was in the Army, man. It's different. And then I think people need to realize this. Put this in your rucksack. Yes, the racism exists, but we move beyond that. It's classism, baby. It's classism, baby. If you below a certain line as far as income and wealth and all that, if you below a certain line, they look at you all the same. You need to get it through your mind, so it don't make no sense and you going around disrespecting people, that y'all really a lot more alike than y'all are different, because it's moved on to classism, and it's been classism. People are just late to the party. BodyWork. Haney and Lopez both manipulated the weight divisions to get proclaimed as kings, but they really been clowns. Hitchens will be ducked by Lopez. I promise everyone this. T.O. hates Hitchens' style. Yeah, that style will give, man, it's going to frustrate him. He's going to be overzealous. And he'll mess around and like Sandor Martin, because Sandor Martin not known for power. That's why I thought it would have been cool for Devin to fight Sandor Martin, which was his mandatory, which took the step aside. No, he didn't even want to fight him. But that style, you're right. He's not going to fight that style. And it makes all the sense in the world. It's black versus Honduran. So it fits the green print. They both New York babies. You know, it's a unification. It's going to do numbers. Because people still question whether or not Hitchens is who he is, even though I say him and Devin are the same, are two different sides of the same coin. Only Richardson Hitchens is a little more defense. He's more defensively responsible. He's not as clumsy. He's more coordinated, and I think that he has a little bit more power. I think that Devin looked like he's more like he kind of like the bullying style. He might go to the body more, which I like in body work. But up until Ryan, man, everybody he fought, he's had all the advantages. So we don't really know who he is, even though he was jumping out the window for Catterall. But you right, Koki. T.O. don't want. He ain't gonna fight now because look at it. T.O. want to do. T.O. looking past this division. He's looking up at 47. You know, but Brian Norman just said, "Hey man, I'll be your Huckleberry. Come take my belt, T.O." You ain't got to put on you do not have to have a GPS to locate Mr. Brian Norman Jr. T.O., he's going to be right there for you, man. He's going to be right there for you, man. But Brian Norman said, hey, I'll be your Huckleberry. Haven't heard anything back about that yet. I mean, they was jaw-jacking. I seen a little thing about them going back and forth. They were jaw-jacking about that, but I don't believe that, I don't really think he want no parts of Brian Norman. I think right now T.O. he's so overzealous for a payday that he keeps saying these big, large names, and he thinks that it's going to be a big payday, which he's going to get some money in his pocket. But I think that he don't even care about the results, which we really want in a fighter. But I mean, it's some more realistic options for him, mainly like cleaning up 40 and stop running around talking about I'm the lineal. Hitchens should claim King of New York. Hitchens already said T.O. isn't from NY. That can help build Hitchens' brand. He might as well go full and own the city, especially since T.O. won't risk Hitchens. Yeah, because they be saying T.O. really, like, they be calling him like a Florida boy for real. A good point, Koki. T.O. talks about him being a Hall of Famer, but he taking on guys like Claggett, and he rides names to build his brand, but his performances have been ass too. Yeah, I'm like, so if people are knocking Tank for fighting a roach, but where was all these same people when he fought Claggett with 7 losses? And he looked like Kermit the Frog afterwards. His eyelids was the same size as Kermit the Frog after that. He got lumped up by Claggett. Nobody had nothing to say. But people would sit around all day. Abdul Wahid, man, why he be doing backflips off the top rope like that? His backflips, man, he ain't got nothing on Simone Biles, man. Listen, man, he can't do a backflip. Like, shut the fuck up, man. I was saying all this. I was wondering why everybody didn't jump on, and I didn't even put the thing in there, man. I sent it. Sent the link to a couple people, but that's the link, man. That's the link, man. But getting on to what I was saying about getting to the meat and potatoes, man. Getting to the meat and potatoes. Stephen Breadman Edwards, who I nicknamed. I think it's coming up on 2 years ago. I said he's like the E.F. Hutton of boxing talk. When he talk, I listen. Cause Breadman, man, he's a fair dude. Like he's like, especially being from Philly, man. I'm like, man, I don't know why they have all these other clowns. You know, Crush, he be doing his thing. But when you talk about Philly, man, Breadman represents. Crush, he represents. I don't know, when it come down to Philly, I don't know what these other clowns be doing. I really don't, man. But Breadman is an honest man. He's a real man. He doesn't look to say things that like to gain any kind of popularity or be sensational. And he pointed out some things. Yeah, Breadman holding it down. He been holding it down. You just don't see and hear from him enough. And he's a busy man. You know, I think his daughters run track. And I remember a while ago, I think it was a year or two ago, he was talking about his daughters and, you know, them being successful and him having to take time. And, you know, he's really focused because when he got to take time away from his family, you know, he's there like to do a job, like to really do a job. He also said something very interesting. He said that when Kyron Davies fought, and this made my ears perk up like, And I had to put some weight on it because it came from Breadman. He said listen, if I would have had like 6 weeks with that, if I would have had 6 weeks with Kyron Davis, he believes that the fight between Kyron and Benavidez would have been different. This is not just anybody saying that. This is Stephen Breadman Edwards that said that. And I said, wow. Now Kyron, that's his guy. You know, they from that area. I think Kyron, I want to say he from what's it called? I'm drawing a blank. It'll come back to me in a second. It's not too far from here anyway. I could get there. The part where he from, but the name gonna come to me in a second. But that kind of made me look at things and say, if he feel like that, if he would have had 6 weeks, so basically he was saying that it was a short notice fight. He got done Lonnie B style because Lonnie B was infamous for getting those short notice fights and just saying, all right, I'm going to take it, which is not, because when you talk to Darnell Boone, he was getting done the same way. And that was the first guy to ever drop Andre Ward, but he was getting done the same way with these short notice fights. Blair Cobb was getting done the same way, and you got to break the cycle. I'm learning that even working for myself now, like when it come down to getting these contracts, man, it's like you can rush out and get them and find yourself locked into something, right? You're gonna have to get some contracts. You're gonna have to take some shitty contracts to get your feet wet and do this and work it out. But sometimes you have to say, nah. You gotta be willing to walk away or say, nah, you know what? I ain't gonna do it. I need serve me right. Give me the proper time to do what I need to do and get everything and then you can come with me correct where the agreement that we establish is beneficial for both of us, not just you. Jose Rodriguez, what's good? Peoples, what's up, man? Smart dude, Breadman. He got a segment on boxing scene. Nothing but straight answers. Yeah, I always was high on Breadman. I called him the EF Hutton of boxing. When he talk about boxing and all of that, I listen because he got a boxing mind. And he's he a straight dude. Like you could tell it ain't really no fake or no phony with him. Like he's a straight dude. He'll say something and he'll be like, listen, I know it's not popular, but this is what it is. And people don't like, because I bet you if he was like sassy or spicy and all that, everybody ain't ever be watching him. But because he's a thorough dude and he's, kind of mild-mannered, he might crack a joke or two or laugh, but he just dropped jewels. He don't get the attention that I think he deserves. I see Davis taking on 2 more fights and retiring. 135 will be up for grabs, and hopefully T.O./Haney get exposed enough to purify the 140 division. I'm really interested in seeing what's going to happen with this Puello and Sandor Martin coming up. I'm interested to see what Richardson Hitchens is going to do, because I think he's going to probably wind up getting Kambosos in New York. I think that's probably why they signed Kambosos. I think that's going to be a kind of like a layup, but we're going to see him do. I told y'all this before. We're going to see Richardson Hitchens do. He going to do Kambosos dirty. I think he's gonna try to like since it's a common opponent with Devin, and that's who Devin got undisputed off in that in one fight. Devin got that one fight and got undisputed against short arm Cambosis, who had a great night against Tio to take his straps. So I think we're gonna see Richardson Hitchens fight Cambosis at home in New York. If I had to put a finger on it, that's where I think it's going. That looked like some stuff that Matchroom would do. And Cambosis going up to 40. He don't have the dimensions for 40. He's just like Pitbull Cruz. You know what would be a good fight? Pitbull Cruz and Cambosis at 35. Because they're not neither one of them are 40s. You can say you can try to make it seem like Pitbull is a 40, but he's not. Cambosis is definitely not a 40. His arms are too short to box with the guy. Smoke, what's going on?
What's going on with you, bro? Happy Born Day.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, but I was doing a whole bunch. Man, I sat down real quick. What you got going over here?
I was getting around to what I just now got to the meat and potatoes of Stephen Breadman Edwards basically said that Tank was a special fighter. And I was basically saying that that Breadman, he doesn't really get the credit that he deserved. Because he's not like flashy and got a lot of spice. He's just like straight matter of factly, just drool after drool, and he's analytical and stuff like that. But I was saying for years he's been putting out breakdowns and giving his boxing mind perspective. And for him to come out and he said, man, listen, he's like, he said, listen, man, Tank is a special fighter. He's like, when I looked at what he did to Frank and how he did it, he said he basically created a lot of anxiety for Frank in that fight. And he said when a guy putting that kind of pressure on you and you're not getting the kind of reactions out of them that you want, and he's steadily coming.
Yeah.
OG Crush is the first time, man. It's an honor and a privilege. Crush is the first time Crush ever came up here. What's up, man?
What's going on? I thought this was my second time, but probably the first time. I don't know, bro. Well, I'm here, man. I'm happy to be here. Happy Born Day. I was going to pop up soon when you put the link up, but I had to roll me up something, man. I was listening to the cook. I like listening more than anything. And, getting my green tea. Now I got my organic tea.
Yeah.
Got my herb. Now I'm rocking out with the bros. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, you always cooking, man. So whenever I get that notification, I do not motherfucking scan it. I hit that bitch, and there I am, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
What up, big bro?
What's up, Smoke? What's happening, man?
Ain't shit, man. I'm just sitting here, I'm rolling up. I've been planting seeds, man. I've been doing some dirty shit. I've been doing I'm not even gonna lie, I purposely been doing it too.
Oh, sometimes you gotta get dirty, man.
Yeah, man. I'm sick of this Tank slander, man. Like, it's not cool for y'all to keep saying you got two different fan bases saying he ducking both of y'all, right? Then that's the narrative you want to push. But hold on, I got one I can push. If Shakur the A side to everybody else, why don't he go ahead and send that contract to Keyshawn?
That's what I've been saying, and I'm tired of going on people's yards and smacking everybody with a one swing, because I think they like punishment, and I get bored with beating up on people. So since I'm not the bully type, I just keep it the fuck moving. But I'm tired of it, man. And I heard one of my favorite guys today calling Tank a duck, and I said, "Oh no, not you too, my man." When is it all going in, man? I don't fucking know. That's why I be where I be at, where I ain't gonna hear the bullshit. That's why I'm here. It's one of the places I be. One of the guys I rock with, man. I can't take it no more, man. I can't take it no more.
Yeah, man. It's You know, I've gotten over the. I've realized this a long time ago, man. This is one of those things to where since you're not going to have access. A lot of this stuff is a media play. Like it's really a media play, and it's an attention thing to kind of stay relevant because it's not going to be one of them guys that you're going to have access to. You're not going to get the interviews, so you might you just figure, oh, well, let me just kick this motherfucker and then and show my allegiance that way. And people are like, yeah, because he never did this, he never did that. But it's like they don't want to be analytical about the guys that they really do rock with. Like I asked this. I say, okay, this is what I always say. I say if everybody fighting cans, I mean, how come he's knocking his the fuck out and he don't have all these advantages? So really, when you look at it, these other guys, we haven't seen them fight really anybody where they didn't have all the advantages. And I just started popping that out. People start getting quiet.
When you tell the truth, it get hard to goddamn rebuke it. Cause I'm weathering through motherfuckers. I'm not going through this shit again. You're either really a boxing fan and really want to see that shit, or you're really not a Shakur fan, or you're really not a Keyshawn fan. You just don't like Tank. And if it fits your agenda, that's what the fuck you niggas are doing. And I definitely planted that seed somewhere.
But this my thing though. I understand he not your. I got fighters that's really not my cup of tea. But I'm not gonna come online and talk about them every day. And then when my fighter doing something suspect, I don't talk about that at all. That's when I be like, oh, okay, that's what that is, because they get up there every day, like every day, and talk about the dude. And I'm like, well, for you not to like the dude, why do you talk about him all the time? And they, you'll take a maniac. Oh man, there you go, you fanboy. It's like, no, I'm not, but people be real quiet when you ask them hard questions about their fight, and then when you say something about Tank, they be like, oh yep, because Tank gotta. It's like, hold on, why you don't got the energy for your own guy, and why are you always shitting on this dude every day? You don't even talk about your guy every day.
Hey, you know what's funny, man? Do y'all know the reason why they hate Tank?
Because they can't be Tank.
Not only that, bro. Y'all gotta peep it. I tell y'all, I ain't gonna tell my bros to go watch playback, man. I tell y'all, man, listen. I broke this shit down, bro, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago on Coffee and Donuts. And the name of the show, BBO came up with the title and said, why does Tank Davis get so much hate? I love when people send me shit like that to do, because if you wanted the truth, you're going to get it. So listen, Tank Davis, they don't even have a legitimate reason why they hate Tank Davis. Because if you look at boxing, right, just the average person, even that's a casual, you look at all these guys, right, and you look at Tank Davis, what is the hate about the fucking guy? When it comes to boxing, it's not a damn thing to hate about this dude. The dude is something else. And he's always at a disadvantage because he's always the smaller guy, which people never put the fuck out. But why did they start hating Tank? It ain't because they naturally started hating Tank. They hate Tank because of Floyd Mayweather.
Because of Floyd.
And even when Tank left Floyd Mayweather, they still hate him. And I'm going to tell you how. First of all, let's go back to the early days, back at the Mayweather Ranch, when we had these three the hard way, I call these guys. You know, fuck a 4 Kings, kiss my ass. Ain't no 4 Kings, stop it. But I had this name for Tank, Devin Shakur, when he was all up at the gym. 3 the hard way, aka the Dream Team. This is the reason why outside the ring as a promoter, if I ever see Floyd Mayweather, I'm cracking him. Motherfucker, you fuck everything up, bro. You really caring about your fucking name, nigga. You wouldn't have let that shit happen the way that it happened, nigga. You had 3 of the top fucking dudes under you. So remember, when he first started the comparison, Oh, Tank was always the one, the least of the motherfucking bunch. But why? Not because everybody really felt the way. Then you couldn't really see the difference because you didn't really see these fights like that at the time. But because of who said what, and everybody went with the order that Floyd Mayweather Sr. said. Follow me now. I pay attention to every fucking thing.
Yeah,
So when Floyd Sr. came out and said, "Oh, Dev is the guy," Shakur and Dev is better than Tank, they fucking ran with it. So this what happened. Tank stays there with Floyd. Shakur over there with Top Rank. Dev and them stupid asses jumping off into this shit, independent, too fucking fast. Fuck what y'all saying, there's no haters facts. Just look at them now. Right? So now, we get to see what these guys is like. So everybody still, for a little minute, talking that bullshit. But as these guys' careers going on, oh, somebody's shit looking so marvelous every time you see this motherfucker. It's no dull moment. Oh, who that be? Oh, that be the motherfucker they said is the least out of the fucking bunch. Oh, well, what this dude doing? This dude is in there with guys. The fuck out of here. Then the other motherfucker, he's always bigger than every fucking body. Then he does something that they thought he wouldn't do. He gets away from Floyd Mayweather. Instead of giving the credit, since they were so sunk in on it, now they can't believe it. Now they saying, well, damn, if I come out and keep it real, I'm going to look stupid. I'm going to put my foot in my mouth. Y'all already did put y'all foot in your fucking mouths. Just by talking too fast and look at them motherfuckers. Right? The only thing you can say about them, they got undisputed. Okay, what you fucking do? Not the highest fucking accolade. Get the fuck out of here. Against what? A motherfucking goddamn C-class fighter that had a one-hit wonder like Vanilla Ice. Get the fuck up on out of here.
Yeah, you fought Buster Douglas.
Yeah, then the other little motherfucker ain't did shit yet. Let's just keep it real. So now he start moving in a way that they thought he wouldn't move. So then, now here it comes. I thought it takes two to tangle. So everything is one-sided. He need to do this. He need to do that. He didn't fight him. He ain't fight. Well, don't that go both ways? Don't that motherfucker need to fight him too? Don't that motherfucker, yeah, all that shit. And then we are today. Then he start getting some motherfuckers on there. Just keep on whooping fucking ass. Then we get to the point, oh, now the truth is gonna stump y'all out even more. Oh, y'all thought I was bullshit. Okay, I'm gonna start showing y'all some shit. Since y'all want to talk, I'm gonna start sending out fucking offers. What happened? Oh, motherfucker, you thought you never sent an offer to. Oh, they backing the fuck out. That one motherfucker, he just fucking done. Don't make no motherfucking sense. Get the fuck up on out of here. I wouldn't touch that motherfucker if he was the last fucking fight on earth. Fuck that nigga. You don't fucking need him. He damaged goods anyway. And this is the reason why they dislike this man. That's how it all fucking started. Instead of them just, damn, I was wrong about the boy. No. See, they can't stand 10 toes down on nothing. That's why they are never critical about correcting their own damn fighters. In which these dudes, they were saying that if do this to Tank and that Tank, and the IQ is better and the footwork and this, that, and the other. They ain't been looking so spectacular, have they? Fuck no. Everybody's still butthurt about fucking Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Bitches, shut the fuck up. Don't he still got his O? So if he still got his O, why y'all still running y'all mouths? Oh, that's right, because y'all know he really got his ass fucking whipped, and that hurts y'all. That's why they continue to talk about that, and that man still got his O. It should be an open and shut conversation. Now, here's the other one over fucking here. Now they trying to say, oh, he don't really want to fight him. Get the fuck up on out there. Stop it. And he's going to keep on doing what he's doing. Tank, keep making these motherfuckers hate. That's how that shit all started, man.
Yeah, he inherited the Floyd thing. But this is what I want to address. And see, Johnny, my man, Johnny Allison. My man in the chat, he one of my most consistent people on the channel, right? He chime in, he asks questions, he contribute to the conversation. But this is what I don't understand. These goalposts move. Okay, so listen. I ask this question all the time. I say, okay, well, Tank offered Loma something. Loma said, oh, I want to have family time. Right? So everybody gave him reprieve. Oh man, he aged him out. I'm like, how are y'all talking about this? He just stopped Cambosis. He just stopped Cambosis. So he was talking to Loma. They was in negotiation. Loma said, "Nah, I'm gonna go chill out with my fam." Okay, you off the board. Tank ain't show up. Tank ain't call him a bitch. He ain't do none of that crazy stuff that everybody else do, right? He get with Shakur. Now we finding out that it was one fight, but Shakur wanted multiple. And I said, see, this is one of them things where in hindsight, if they say, all right, well, if they would have said, all right, well, you get 2 fights, fight rematch De Los Santos and then get Tank, he'd have been like, nah, I just want Tank. But then he give you a one-off where I just want, you know what I'm saying? I want to smash and dash. Like, let's get it on. Nah, I want a commitment. I need a multiple fight. Like, so in hindsight, the people in that's going to subscribe to that, they're going to be right either way. In hindsight, how you keep bringing up a point that Tank ducking or scared to fight anybody when I offered you a fight? I'm like, Pop, hey, Pop, hey, man, I fried up, man. We fried chicken, man. We got fish. We got, we got everything over here, man. Come get you something to eat. Nah, I'm gonna go over. I'm going over there to Crush Spot, man. I'm gonna kick it. So I didn't offer you to come break bread. So
yeah, then I go out here.
It's not my fault. Like now, I'm like, well, fuck you then. Keep my name out your mouth.
Yeah, and I go out here and tell everybody, oh man, that nigga ain't never invited me over his crib. Yeah, that's some sucker shit.
He ain't really want me to kick it with him, man. They ain't want to play no dominoes and spades with me, man. Yeah, he was just like, what you mean? I offered you a fight, dude. Shut the fuck up.
Really, like you ain't got to say nothing. You ain't got to say nothing.
Hey, JoJo, hey Johnny, real quick. I gotta help you out with something real quick. You can't age out somebody that's already older than you. And then if you want to talk about aged out, I'm glad you said that because I did something on this a while ago.
He declined the fight 5 years ago, man.
I roasted the shit out of Lomachenko. If there's anybody aged themselves out, it's fucking Lomachenko. Oh, I'll tell you why. Because he spent 2 turns in the Olympics beating no motherfucking teenagers.
Ooh.
That's can't age out somebody that's older than you. That don't make sense. Loma never sent the contract. Top Rank never said nothing to Floyd. Floyd already said he wasn't going to do business. Y'all need to stop that bullshit. And then y'all say that Tank ducked him. Loma never sent him shit. He's the A side. Y'all gotta go do y'all research.
He said it, bro.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to bring up, Johnny. This is what I always say. I'm like, okay, I pulled out this checkmate a minute ago. I said, listen, if it's since Tank the A side and he's obligated to do all of this and send this and send that, how come when Loma was the A side, he just talked about it? What was the pressure on Loma to send the contract? So now y'all wait till Tank, you know what I'm saying? Now y'all wait till Tank, he done got out from up under Floyd, he done matured, got his weight down, fighting in his proper weight class, got his head on straight, and now he looking like a real monster, and now y'all don't want to fight because, he aged me out. You can't have it both ways.
Man,
where was the pressure when Loma was supposed to send the offer?
He said, I'll tell you what happened. He said, who is he? He never headlined. Why do I have to fight him? And nobody said nothing. I just watched the video like a few
and look, and that's the same thing he did to T.O. He did the same shit to T.O. and it wasn't until T.O. knocked Comey out the way he said, welcome to my club. That he did the same thing to Devin. That's why he said he didn't want to fight Devin. So Loma was consistent with that. It's just funny how now Tank the A side, he got all these obligations, and nobody ever say shit about that.
The man sent offers out to a lot of people, and Zepeda no, Moriatala no, Keyshawn wasn't there yet. Shakur walked away from it. Said we'll revisit. I won't say walk away. He said they'll revisit. Lomachenko wanted to go spend time with his family. And Bernacek he already lined up. We been talking about that one. We knew he was lined up, Keyshawn. So Who he's supposed to fight?
Yeah, because this is what I said. I said, all right, so I said, okay, so if he was going to do business, because at that point in time, we didn't know if Shakur was going to move or do whatever. But okay, Loma was with Top Rank. Shakur had the option to be with Top Rank, but he chose to go to Matchroom. I doubled back and I said, okay, well, if you're going to go, I said, Tank, if you're going to negotiate with Loma, then go ahead and satisfy this other block, because it was Slick Black Fighter. So when he got Frank up out of there, that was done. That narrative was crushed. You know, I said, so go ahead and do the whole unification, because that's he never unified. He never, that same dumbass, stale ass talking point. I said, all right, well, go ahead and get Baranchek. You know what they say? Oh man, don't nobody want to see him in Baranchek. I said, well, that would be a unification. I know, but don't nobody want to see that. Okay, but that's gonna be Keyshawn's claim to fame, ain't it? Like, because he's gonna do that to Baranchek, who's an old man too.
Lord, bro, listen, it's okay for them to do it, but if Tank do it, it's, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I've been talking shit. Listen, if you niggas hate, are you really boxing fans, or you just don't like Tank? So if you are the type of dude that's being like, Tank got to send a contract to either Shakur or Keyshawn, but you really mean he need to send one to Shakur because you're really a Shakur fan, you just using the Keyshawn shit, or vice versa. Y'all been planting that seed all week.
They not real boxing fans, man. They are fans of fans of certain fighters, and they're fighters, because I'm like this. Hold your fighter accountable. Hold your fighter accountable, because right now they don't put Shakur in the same class as Ward and Bud, but Shakur is not there yet. His trajectory is saying, yes, you're on your way to being that, but you're not there yet, and they're allowing him to move around like that right now, where there's no pressure for him to do. He could do pretty much whatever he wants, and in hindsight, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, well, okay, well, yeah, because Shakur, he's the guy, he's the 3 division, blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, but I mean, name 5 fighters he fought. Like, I can, but the average Shakur fan can't.
The only ones I know that's gonna like resonate is only 2. And that's Valdez and Herring.
I knew you was going to say that.
I'm the only 2 that resonate. Like, nobody's gonna care about the grudge match when you beat up your ex-girlfriend brother because they was being, you know what I'm saying? And then you left her right after you beat the nigga, and then got with the chick you with, and like, nigga, you is like, bro, it's just a lot of shit about Shakur that like we throw under the rug. Like, nigga, you're not a good nigga.
Well, like you said before, we gave him a pass. We said, okay, well, this is how they're moving him. They got him like this. But it was smoke. We knew it was smoke. I know there's a couple people that called out because when he was in the same division as Gary Russell, when Gary Russell was active, he didn't get that smoke. When he was down there with Oshaki, he didn't get that smoke. So it's like, it's been time. It's just like the argument about the Jay-Z, Biggie, and all that. It's like, well, it was certain years when there were people like Eminem was better than him one year. DMX was like, for a long period of time when they were all active, DMX was killing his ass. It's like, yeah, so for the long haul, they give it to Jay, but it was epochs in time where it was somebody out that was more hotter.
All the time.
You know, so it's like
Wayne, Nelly, fucking shit, man. Like, just Luda, T.I., like, bro, at a certain point, like, everybody gotta, you gotta pass the torch. Niggas had like Ja Rule, 50 Cent. Niggas have 2.
Lil Wayne was hottest rapper alive. Yep.
Niggas have 2 to 3 5-year runs where you like, hey man, everything they touch is fire. So, and then it, shit happens. But listen, y'all niggas ain't even got that. Like, listen, man. I don't want to speed rush these niggas. Shakur Stevenson, with all your accolades, right now, like, bro, you're not better than Zab Judah. You're nowhere near Zab Judah. Y'all niggas I hate how niggas be talking about Floyd. Listen, you're not in the room with that man at the Hall of Fame. You're not in the room with that man. Like, he lets y'all come around like little brothers that just want to be, but he know y'all niggas not him. He know Shakur and Devin not him.
That's true, man. That's
He
true.
know it, man. He know y'all not me.
And look, Pop. I called this out. I see the interview with. I seen this interview resurfaced. Right.
Mhm.
This is about a year or two ago. They asked Shakur about and he was with his lady. He was with his current lady, but they asked him a question about fighting Tio. He was like, oh well. He's like, well, Tio at 40. He said, even though I'm bigger than him. So I'm like, when they bring up the Valdez shit. Imagine if Tank was trying to fight Valdez right now. Oh man, here you go. But imagine this. You stand Shakur up side by side with Tank, and what do you have? It's the Devin thing all over again. I know me. I kind of was giving Shakur a pass. In hindsight, when I look at it, I'm like, yeah, I was kind of giving the dude a pass. Because he had the D-Hive going against him, and I'm like, well, somebody got to be an advocate for him and try to even this shit out. So I was doing that a lot of the times, and when in hindsight, I'm looking at it like, hold on, man. The guy been kind of moving, kind of funny. He been doing it for a minute now.
Man threw a temper tantrum for a year. All 2024, he threw temper tantrums.
Yeah.
There's no disrespect. I've been saying it everywhere I go. The man threw a temper tantrum all year. And he did not perform like he said. And then you get injured when you're supposed to be headlining a card.
It's just like the Cordina fight. Nobody was up and up. Coming off of a knockout, and that was the second dude coming off of a loss. Artem came off of a loss where he got dropped by Frank, but Frank edged that fight. He came off of a loss, and everybody allowed that to happen, didn't say nothing. He was also Cordina coming off of a knockout.
He was also
nobody said nothing. And now Tank getting ready to fight Roach, and everybody, oh man, why is he not? Why is he? And now this is the thing that's getting me right now. How could he ever retire without fighting Shakur? I'm like, what you mean? Why? I mean, ain't it Shakur's obligation to go and fight and pursue Tank? He about to let Keyshawn take his quote unquote food, and they gonna be okay with that.
They should be with each other.
Now, here's the thing, motherfuckers keep asking me because they're like, what, this, that, and the third and shit. And I'm like, listen, like hypothetical, they was asking me, right? Who deserves the fight? Who should Tank be sending an offer to around like April, May? Keyshawn or Shakur, right? And I was like, how you know Loma not playing chess and watching y'all? All three of y'all gonna fight in a 2-week span, 3-week span. How you know Loma not playing chess watching y'all? Seeing who we gonna fight. Maybe he'll jump in there and just go ahead and go after Tank, get that payday. Maybe get knocked out. Maybe be the one who could crack that code. He can steal y'all fight. That's one. Two, what if Keyshawn is more impressive than Shakur? And he has a belt now. He just jumped your spot, big bro.
Dumbass.
Well, in my book, if he fight either one of them, it'll be to check the block because he'll get a unification. I don't care which one of these niggas he knock out next. But that's my stance. I want him to knock one of them niggas out.
Yeah, but I'm playing.
I don't care. You can flip a coin. He could throw a dart. He could motherfucking. He could paint half the world red and half the world blue and throw a football up in the air. And whatever side it land on, knock that nigga out. I don't give a fuck.
I'm planting the seed because right then, who gonna get jealous? You think the other, like maybe Keyshawn will be happy for Shakur, but do you really think Shakur will be happy?
Nah, but this what I want. This what I want to lay on you, Pop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm almost willing to bet $100. I'm almost willing to bet anybody $100 that if Keyshawn go in there and knock out Baranchek, his whole energy gonna change. His whole energy, it ain't gonna be it's gonna be like, well, looking at it, man, I just got this belt, and I deserve the. Yeah, watch. I'm almost willing to bet anybody willing to make this bet with me $100 right now that his energy gonna change if he knock Baranchek out. I bet you.
Now, here's the thing with this little crazy ass nigga. He could win that belt and he could do exactly what you said. He could win that belt and that shit could go to his head and be like, I'm really that. And I can do that. And
because it's gonna be grand opening, grand closing. I'm telling you, once he get that, and then Because listen, everybody be talking that shit until Tank put him in them crosshairs. Then that shit kind of changed. That shit get different. Because it's like, now I got to live up to all this shit you've been saying.
But here's the thing. We talked about this, and I really think like Top Rank gonna keep that man on that path, and they're not gonna feed him the Tank just because he want to go over there.
So like, if we know that, who else know that? Don't he know that?
Yeah.
Exactly. Just like when I called out, when I did the thing, and I said Limos, and I said keep jaw jacking with them Vargas boys. I said, and then Baranchek. I put it up there and said, that's the plan. That's why I was so mad and frustrated when he kept saying the Tank. I said, man, come on, man. Yeah, I ain't going to get in front of the fight. I said, but you already know they ain't going to let you do it. Look at the history. Don't just take me as a Tank fan. Look at the history of Top Rank and what they've been doing with them belts. We know that ain't going to happen. And we know they got a plan for you.
Listen, he know, but, you know, he kind of applying the pressure just because, like, you know, I mean, the lotto ticket. It's the lotto ticket. It's the ticket to fame. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna know who you is if you fighting that guy. So Shakur really wants that fight. But if Keyshawn get that fight before him, there would be animosity.
But look at it like this, man. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Definitely.
And he's been successful a long time. I think if he get his ass knocked out by Tank, I'm not sure how he will handle that. I don't know. Just look at Frank. Where Frank been? All we heard was I told y'all I'm a 40. Stop putting me in the 35. That's about all I heard from Frank.
He ain't got no trainer. Him, like, bro, you ain't got nothing because, let's be real. Did they what? Did they just remove Earl Spence or something like?
Well, yeah, he ain't. They said he ain't gonna be. He's not gonna be recognized by the WBO when they fight. But Earl passed that shit, so I don't know why that's been a huge talk about. I don't know. I mean, Earl won the bag and he won a fight. He won a big fight at 54. I don't think that he even cared about that.
If you don't have no, if your boss don't got no trainer, and you can't train with Derrick James, like, I mean, come on, y'all niggas got to find somebody that before y'all even think about a damn fight. You can't be scheduling no fight. You ain't got no trainer. You just running and hitting the mix with niggas. You ain't got no fucking trainer. You ain't got nobody you build no rapport with. Who gonna be your trainer? Each other. Like,
all right, but okay, I use Frank as an example, but let's think about Keyshawn. If he gets sparked like Frank, I don't know if Keyshawn gonna be able to handle it because he's been fast tracked. He's been getting all this clout. He's been running around saying this and this and that. And he like, let's be honest, man. He's been on the Top Rank diet. That's the elephant in the room. Because everybody, just like Jared Anderson, he was on that Top Rank diet. And when he came up against somebody that that wasn't part of the Top Rank diet, we seen what happened. So I don't know how he'll handle it if he gets sparked. I don't know if he'll be the same.
Yo, speaking on that, if he gets sparked, I think the boy be a one and done.
Damn, why y'all, man? He ain't gonna be that. And then you know what too?
I'm gonna tell you why, Pop. Real quick.
Go ahead.
His mouth, his mental. Peep what I'm saying. Look at Devin Haney. See, when you running your shit like that and standing on it goes bad for you, we gonna find out what the fuck you mentally made of.
I mean, he lost 4 times already to the same dude, though. That's kind of some mental shit too.
Yeah, and the fact that he don't want to fight, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So it's not just see you can get outboxed, even though you seen that performance with Cruz and what was that, Moran?
Yeah.
Even though you seen that, he still got Keyshawn number. You can't tell me that shit just go away because y'all pros now. So he could probably get outboxed by Cruz and sparked by Tank. And it's like the way you running from that. So if it's different than you in the pros, show that it's different than we in the pros, and then fight that demon. But you don't want to do that. But coming from me as a Tank fan, there you go, trying to be a guard dog. Like I want to see the fight. I want to see him spark Keyshawn. I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't get in front of it, but I'm saying that's exactly what the OG just said. That's exactly why, because Devin had the full benefit. I battled the D-Hive for years. I've been battling the D-Hive for years, calling this shit out in real time, saying, he ain't what y'all think he is. Yep, murderer's row. I said, hold on. And I did the little slide and showed the comparison how he was at least 7 to 10 years younger than everybody he fought. He had the height, he had the reach, he had the activity, you know what I'm saying? And the size of rehydration. I said, he ain't. I said, wait till he get in there with somebody that's his size, you know, and what happened?
Yo, I was literally just watching the nigga that made the damn voiceover of this shit, bro. We was just dying laughing right before he dropped the link. When Devin was getting his ass whipped. That shit I used. That shit, oh my God, bro. Like I was just looking at this shit. Or like Devin was on the ground for like 14 seconds. Like that nigga was like looking up, rolling over, like not he couldn't even get on his hands. He was like, and then the nigga rubbed his hands and like, bro, you was fucked up for a good 30 seconds. That nigga, like, he didn't pick up the count from the ref outside, none of that.
Yeah.
Here's what it is.
It's a disgrace, man.
But I'm gonna say this though, right? Knowing what just happened this summer to possibly what maybe they thought, because you know Top Rank quickly came out, and me and Body was talking about this. Top Rank quickly came out and said they went around us and had Jared fight Bacola. Because they know if they would have came to us, we'd have said no. That nigga ain't ready for him. And his ego and that check that he thought he could get, which was the biggest payday that he was gonna get, well, his biggest payday to know right now. He said, yeah. But over there got sparked.
He got starched.
And remember what happened when T.O. went around the Top Rank died and danced with Cambosis and thought he was gonna get over on Bob. What happened? He got his rings popped off of him like Sonic the Hedgehog. Bing!
So
knocked all the rings out his ass. Little Cambosis.
As much as Keyshawn talking that shit, I doubt Bob is about to goddamn offer him up.
But see, this is okay. So other than us being fans, I look at how the promotional companies. That's why people be thinking I be hating on Eddie. I'm like, no, like I be hating on Boots and Eddie. It's like, no, I don't. I just been looking at the history of Matchroom. So when it comes to fighters on Matchroom, I look at how they move. When I look at the Top Ring shit, this is the Earl. Now we know the results of the fight of the Earl and Spence. We know the results of what happened. However, who was on Top Rank all that time? Who they would say, oh, they wouldn't let him play ball and all this and all. You can't have it both ways. Those belts at 35, they was jumping around and they all was somehow staying over there on Top Rank. So this is not something that people be popping out their ass when they say, look at the tea leaves, look at the history. One of the prime indicators of what the future is going to happen is past behaviors. When they say, all right, you want to know what somebody's going to do? Look at what they've done in the past. That's the Top Rank thing. There's been people that's been over there on Top Rank that say, oh, man, yeah, you know, I'm the baddest. I'm this, I'm that. But you behind that Top Rank wall. They'll let you cross the street if it makes money and the powers that be feel like it's time and you can do it. But you can't have it both ways where you say, oh, man, they won't let me out my cage. He know I'll beat shit down his leg. It's like, no, you over there on Top Rank, dog. They got a plan for you. So it's crazy how Bob will come out. He came out and said Jared can be rebuilt, and then he spilled the beans and said, no, we wouldn't have pushed forward with the fight had we known, but it was his choice. We wasn't gonna stop him from getting his money, right? But they came out and basically told you it's a diet. Look at Berlanga. The first time he went 12 rounds was the dude from Laurel. Where your folks is at? From Laurel. The dude from Laurel was the first dude that took Berlanga 12 rounds, and the dude had beat cancer. He wasn't even active like that. That was the first. I said, that's why I knew Berlanga. I said, Berlanga's not what y'all think he is. He was on a top ranked diet. The minute he started upping his level of competition, that shit looked different.
They like, that's what I'm about. Like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like Top Rank, they feel like they know just because of what they seen. They know if you're special or not, and they know your potential, but they know like you ain't, like we breaking you in because we gave you something and you didn't do nothing with it. And then, we and then we gave you something and you didn't do nothing with it. Whenever we test you and you do something with it, that's when the damn machine get, but
look at Xander. Look at Shushu. Why you think they getting, so they was gonna let Xander because why? No, if Xander would have got that fight with Virgil, nobody would be expecting him to win. But if he do something, if he do something with it, then boom, he's a star. If he lose, he wasn't expected to win. So they might allow that because they built him along. But look at what Shushu getting. Shushu ain't getting no what world beater. They keep saying in a way, and they letting them build that up and all this. But what kind of diet is he getting? He not getting no killers. He went. Listen, I told you about the dude from Laurel, right? Yeah. What about the dude from Silver Spring?
Yeah, Silver Spring, man.
You see what I'm saying?
He ain't getting no he testing like Bob gonna test you like the shit that the niggas Jahab be getting ringers. So he gonna test the talent. So that's in my opinion. Before he just I think he'll be blocking the fight between Keyshawn and Tank. I don't care what the fuck Keyshawn said.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say they know they got a plan, and I this is how I look at it. He from Virginia, right?
Yeah, he from North.
I'm from a mixture of DC and Maryland. You can say either one. I'm a mixture. I just hate that you're gonna do that with a dude from this area, knowing damn well that it's cap. It's like, man, like this is what they do with us. They do this with us. They'll pit us up against each other, do all this rah-rah. But look at the respect. He say him and Baranchek be in each other DMs like talking and all that. Where's the disrespect? Why you ain't disrespecting Loma? But why you gonna do that with somebody like Tank from this area? And it's like, ultimately, if we know and we can read the tea leaves and we know what the plans are by the past, by what's going on, just by paying attention and not being salacious. If we know what's gonna go, he knows what's gonna go. So why build your name just shitting on the dude from this? It's just like when Richardson Hitchens won. You would think as another dude from the East Coast, from New York, you would think, oh man, he ain't in your division right now because you were 35. He said, "Fuck Richardson Hitchens." I said, "Oh yeah, Key, I'm off that, man." I said I'm off of it, man, because when you get your ass like knocked out or sparked, or you have your adversity, or somebody drop you or something like that, you might fall apart, man. But I don't like that because you got respect for everybody else, but you shit on your own kind. You have no respect. And you know they got a plan for you. Mm-hmm. I told y'all, I said, listen, Shakur, now listen, I say, listen, this when I start really looking at, when I really start analyzing Shakur, I said, hold on. It's only one belt outside. You say you want undisputed. It's only one belt outside of the label. You got one, and two of them over there on the side that you could have re-signed with. It was a 5-fight deal. I said, okay, so we already know that it was going to be a mixture of a Morataya, a Loma, or a Baranchek. If you do a Morataya, you could probably mix in a Zepeda because Zepeda was number one. And to answer Johnny's question, Zepeda was the mandatory to all 4 belts. He was choosing to go to Shakur. It's not up to Tank to be like, oh yeah, I want that Zepeda guy. Because if Zepeda wanted it, Zepeda could have got in the Tank line. He's next up. He could get with the sanctioning body and be like, I want Tank. He wasn't doing that, Johnny. He wasn't doing that. So before I digress, so we knew that the 5-fight deal, with the exception of one, would have been a Morataya because he was on the come up, probably a Zepeda because he was the mandatory, a Loma, a Baranchek, and then probably a voluntary of your choosing. And I would say out of them 5 fights, I'm probably one off, but I can name all 4 of the fights, which would ultimately lead to you having either 1, 2, or 3 of the belts. The only missing link will be Tank. And by doing those things and acquiring those other belts, that would make the fight even bigger to get the Tank. But Tank offers you the fight. You say no. You want multiple. You want a multiple deal. You go sign with Matchroom, where none of the belts are, but you want undisputed. You're getting ready to let Keyshawn get a belt, and you're gonna say that y'all are never gonna fight. And I say, listen, I'm saying this. They're gonna fuck up the 140 division and the 147 division with this shit. Because if they continue to go on the path that they're going and they're gonna keep winning, and they're gonna have to go up to 40. Frank just finally faced the music and said, I'm not a 35, I'm a 40. I've been saying, Frank, duh, you probably would do better up there at 40. But when they go to 40, you can't be champion and friends at 40. You can't be champion and friends at 47.
I'm sick of this buddy system shit, man. I get y'all cool and everything. That's great, bro. You niggas gotta fight if the money's there. Like, I don't get, like, I mean, I don't understand. One of you niggas gonna, either stay at the division or move up. Is what the fuck it is, bro.
Hey, let's change gears real quick. Hey, Crush, what you think gonna happen with this Shakur and Floyd fight? What you think gonna happen?
Well, right now, just on paper, Shakur should win this fight by at least the unanimous decision. What's going to happen, I'm not sure until we see Schofield punch Shakur Stevenson. And that's where we'll know what's going to really happen, because that's one thing we haven't seen from Shakur is get punched. Everybody else punched.
Well, second part to this, though, before you keep going, right? What do you think about the trainer they brought in, Juan Guzman?
Say that again, Pop. I heard Juan Guzman, but what you say before that?
Yeah, they brought the trainer in, Juan Guzman, for Kid Austin, for Schofield.
Oh, to help out Kid Schofield?
Yeah, they brought him in for this fight.
Oh yeah, well,
he's really like that. He's really the head trainer. He just, the dad is just gonna be trying to steal light.
Juan Guzman, man, good trainer, not a bad choice. And I also heard they've been bringing in a few guys, credible trainers, to help Schofield out with Shakur Stevenson, because he's facing an IQ. And that's what this fight is. This is nothing more than a scrappy person facing a guy with an IQ, because that's what Shakur Stevenson is. He's nothing else. It's IQ. And we're gonna see. But if I'm gonna predict a winner right now, I say Shakur by unanimous decision. But come fight night, we will know once everything get rolling, because we know he's good with spacing. That's what his defense is. It's spacing. It's nothing else. He don't slip. He don't flank back right, back left. He don't do none of that other shit. He don't parry none of that. Spacing. You see what I'm saying? He's good with spacing. All right, people. Learn something.
Hey, Body, can you put that back up what Johnny said?
All right, and I'm gonna ask you this: is the hand coming off the hand injury? Is that a phantom injury, or you think that hand shit gonna play a part? But yeah, that's what Johnny said.
This right here.
Then again, that's heading against back in the day what happened. So I'm interested. All right. With that hand thing, I don't know, man. he got a lot of pressure on it. That's what you call it. So
I can tell you, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I really don't give a fucking cool.
I can tell you, I don't give a shit. You've been talking shit. You was just talking shit. You jumped into the live and everything. Other nigga shit like you pulling up like you gangster like that. Listen, you feeling a certain type of way because we talking about you. Listen, you wanted to be the villain. But remember I said that shit? You was like, I don't know. I said, nah, fuck it. That's what he want, right?
Yeah, because my whole thing is, you know how I feel about villains. It's like, how you gonna be a villain and you don't got the baddest weapons? The villains got the motherfucking weapons.
Yes.
You gotta have some motherfucking weapons. You gonna be a villain.
Yo, I just think about what you said, like on the Transformers movie when Tyrese was like, why did the Decepticons always get the good stuff? Like,
yeah. No, the villains always got that shit, man.
Listen, I don't know. Like, listen.
Real quick, bro. You ain't never lied, bro. The villains always got that shit.
That's what I said about Devin. I said, man, and salute AC. But I said, man, Devin, that when they were trying to say, oh, he should be Dev Dollars, and I said, listen, man, they are advertising Devin wrong. I said, man, you can't be a villain without no weapons, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. You can't weaponize this shit. I don't understand this
shit. They got the baddest weapon. The villains, like, look at the Joker. Like, you know, he was savvy and all that, but that nigga, the Joker, he had wits. You know, he could coordinate. He had bombs. He didn't care. Like, he didn't care about money. He wanted to burn the money.
And shit like. Listen, the thing with Shakur is, bro. When I say this, and I mean this shit, but when it comes to that, I'm like, yo, listen, you can't just win by unanimous decision on Kid Austin. Like, you do need the way you've been yapping. I would love if you could, but I know you can't. I would love if you could give me a Diego Corrales fight, but you can't. But if you could give me a possibly Mayweather Ricky Hatton fight, you're gonna need something like that, because if Keyshawn goes out there and has a war with Bernacek and either wins or knocks him out, we ain't gonna be looking at you like that, bro.
But, look, let me give y'all a real live example. I'm gonna give y'all a real live example that's gonna make so much sense. This is some body work right here. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
The issue with Shakur is, I'm thinking he been boxing all his life. And see, I consider myself, I've been blue collar like most of the time. I work for myself. You know, this is my third time doing it. You know what I'm saying? But as a blue collar guy, Shakur is like the guy that been at the company. He'd have moved up. He used to getting a certain amount of salary, but he don't want to get dirty. He don't want to hold no meetings and be in charge. He don't care how, but the value that, like, for the price tag that you have acquired and worked your way up to has been on things that you've done in the past, which is cool. But we know that in all these businesses, you always have to be evolving. You always have to find yourself adding value to the company. When you come out and you be like, oh, well, fuck the fans, or I'm going foreign, I'm foreign core. But then when it's time for you to perform under the big bright lights, you and your opponent set a record for the least amount of punches. Like, people come, I said this a long time ago. I said, man, yeah, we be talking about defense, but when you go see a football game, if you seen a football game and all you saw was like 7 field goals, you be like, man, what the fuck, man? It's like, yeah, defense, that's lovely. But motherfuckers, they don't call it touchdowns. They call it football. But we go to see some motherfucking touchdowns.
Yeah, we go see touchdowns. Like,
you get a long field goal, or every now and again you pull off, a hat trick, make a motherfucker damn near fall out the ring because you eluded him and he swung and whipped and almost fell out. Yeah, that's that long ass 65-yard field goal. Yeah. But we know
I'm looking for a game like that.
7 field goals. We go to see motherfucking touchdown. Somebody get Randy Moss. Somebody get hit stick. And that's what Shakur is in the blue collar way. It's like you got this big ass salary, but you feel like you too far above doing certain things that either A, gonna add value to the company or prove your worth. You feel like you're beyond that now. And that's the dilemma he's in. So I think there's a lot of pressure. I think there's a lot of pressure on Shakur going into this because it's almost like you talk so much, and this is Floyd. He ain't got nothing to lose. Why? Because it's the same reason why I said Frank should have fought Shakur. He shouldn't have walked away because nobody's expecting him to win. He's playing with the house's money.
Word.
So can I chime in with this? Because I recently what's good, man? Salute to everybody on the panel, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. I'm gonna say it like this. When I look at Shakur, and just give me a minute here. When I look at Shakur, Pop will understand this analogy because he played basketball. I believe Crush, you'll understand the same analogy because you probably played football with somebody like this on the field. You know the one guy that got all the talent as long as nobody really guarding him. When somebody guarding him that's smaller than him, he like,
chill out, man. Chill out, man.
Shit. I'm about to do this to this nigga. I'm about to do that. You feel what I'm saying? So he all of that. He extra. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes down to facing guys or when there's nobody in front of him, then you put a guy that's got pretty decent defense, but knows how to play the guy who likes to dribble a lot. You feel what I'm saying? So he's just cutting you off from going to the lane. And because of the pressure, he get to the hoop and he just missed the layup. He tried to get his own rebound and shoot his own rebound. Then when he misses it, he's yelling foul. Oh, foul, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. And then the nigga wind up trying to diminish the entire game to an argument. And he all like, come on, give me the ball, man. Come on, man. Y'all niggas ain't shit, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. Come on, man. You feel? He one of them. So when I look at this type of fight, who he's facing a guy that doesn't really score a lot, but knows how to defend you. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And he's the square dude. It's like when you watch those videos of Professor when he goes someplace that people don't know who he is. And it's always that dude on the court that's extra with it. Then when Professor start cutting him and doing all of this other stuff, he all in his feelings. So at the end of the day, that's, to me, this is the thing that when I'm looking at it, I see a path for Brian Norman. Shakur's going to come in there. Floyd Schofield, he's going to come in there. He's going to be methodical. He's going to expect a wild fight, but he feels he has a methodical answer for it. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes down to people saying it's not, and I'm not taking a jab at Crush of saying IQ. I question IQ when you don't listen to your corner. When you couldn't make that adjustment in the ring, where you kept on coming back like, hold on, I got him. I'm gonna knock him out. Every round you was like, yeah, hold on, I got him next round. Coming up, I'm gonna knock him out. Grandpops is trying to tell you how to do it. And the IQ would tell you, yeah, you're right. The muscle memory would remind you of these things. So for me, it's being methodical or methodical defense versus a free will. Sometimes that shit just don't add up. And coming off a hand injury, I don't know if he's gun shy or if he hit Floyd with something and Floyd walks right through it and he starts thinking maybe my hands aren't 100% healed because I just hit him with everything I got.
So?
Yeah, I'm saying so. You signed up for the fight. You pulled up. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just saying for me, these are the things that when I look at what's possible to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I see more of a way of Schofield walking away from this either with a moral victory or actual victory, but either way, it's a win-win situation for him. For Shakur, you're in a situation to whereas depending on your performance, And then now you gotta spin around and say, hopefully Lil Bro performance is worse than mine. That I could hopefully I can be chosen for this bag I'm trying to get in this undisputed.
Well,
So
this is the way I see it. I see it like this. I think I'm gonna know how the fight gonna go after the first 3 rounds because this the telltale sign. It's the telltale sign. You ever watch a fight and in the first 2 rounds, it's a guy looking at the ref saying, "Come on, ref, he hit me in the head. He hit me in the back of the head," instead of just fighting.
yeah.
If in the first 2-3 rounds we see Shakur looking at the ref saying, I don't think it's gonna go the way that if we see those, that's an indicator for me. When I see a boxer saying, "Oh man, ref, he keep hitting me in the head, man," he's just like he want the ref to do his job because the ref is gonna be a big factor in this. And I think that one of the things that one of the keys to victory for Floyd is to make this fight rough.
Yeah. Beat him up.
To make it dirty. To sell out because you already know he's gonna come in with his. He got that Gary Antoine thing where he come in with his head, and with Shakur wanting to be a clean pocket dude, like how Tom Brady is, where he like that clean pocket. You can't have nobody hanging around your ankles and trying to reach because that's like you want a clean pocket. It's like Crush said, he needs space, and then he'll use his timing, to get you. But if Floyd go in there and rough this dude up, he muscle on him, he lean on him, he grab him, he clinch him. He uses his shoulders, he make it rough, and we get to see Shakur looking at the ref like, "Ref, come on, man," because I seen him do it before.
Yeah.
Like when they do when they pat the back of their head with their glove, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like if he do that within the first 3 rounds, this fight is going to look totally different than what it should. Now, Shakur, he should turn up. Like if I want to see the Shakur that I grew to love in being the definition. When he would let his hands go, yeah, he would use the step back, but then he would let his combinations go. He would go upstairs, downstairs. He would kind of embarrass you once he got a little warmed up.
Bro, I would be happy.
Seen that guy since Twitter show. I haven't seen him, so I don't know what we're going to get. I think he should like handle Schofield with his IQ. He should. But if Schofield makes this thing ugly from the jump and let him know I don't respect shit you doing, no, I'm not. Like the ref gonna have to tell me, get him up, bring him up, bring him up. I'm pulling all stops if I'm Floyd.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, listen, what as far as roughing them up, you got a coach right there that may teach you some veteran tricks, punch him in the side and shit like that, in his hip and shit like that. But he definitely has to make it a fight because that's his best way of getting in Shakur's head and getting him off of his game plan. Shakur's already showed me signs that frustration will get him completely off of his game plan, as well as doing extremely well.
Make the ref do his job. Like Floyd got to make the ref do his job. Like he got to get some warnings. He got to, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's gonna take to beat a Shakur, man.
Yeah, like push the shit out of him
because he's still raw.
Yeah. So listen, man. For me, when I look at Shakur, his keys to victory is just go back to listen. I'm not gonna ask for much. I'm just gonna say, give me the Shakur that fought Yoshino. Just give me that guy. That guy, I say, beats Floyd Schofield and beats Floyd Schofield easily. Bro, just give me that. Just give me that guy.
I'm gonna say this too. And in that fight, and where they schedule that in that type of environment, Floyd Schofield ain't never been in front of nothing like that or close to like that. So I hope that don't be a factor, but pressure is what's gonna win this fight for him.
It's gonna be more of a factor to his father than Floyd Schofield.
I mean, you want to say that, but you know what I'm saying? Pressure is gonna be something that he needs to like. If like he's not gonna be. I don't know if he's gonna be able to out Q, Shakur, but pressure, like switching up and shit. But pressure may be his best way of winning this fight. But listen, Shakur, if you're talking about Tank, bro, listen, you need to look very impressive against Kid Austin. Like, if you don't knock him out, you should be looking like it was just a lesson. It was a class lesson that you, like, you know what I'm saying? You was out there just, on the chalkboard, you know what I'm saying? Giving a class lesson to this boy.
To me, it's got to be. To me, Pop, it's got to be that. For me to accept that conclusion where it goes to the judges or whatever, it has to be the type of thing that I'm saying to myself, they could have stopped this fight in the 7th, 8th round, but they just let it go because I guess they want Kid Austin to go, to get 12 rounds in with Shakur or whatever. But I'm gonna say he carried him because he could have easily put him out. Other than that, give me a TKO, bro. I'm not asking for a one-hitter quitter knockout. Put enough hands on a person to where the judge just says, you know what, you're not being defensive.
He ain't done that in years.
He gotta show that his levels though. He gotta try to demoralize Floyd. He gotta make Floyd put hands in his pocket.
He definitely gotta do that. Word to my
everything.
Yeah. He's gotta do all of that. Like, I'm not trying to all that bullshit before, like, I ain't trying to hear, bro. Nah, this shit is
you got high expectations on you, bro. You pulled up, you talking breezy these days. Everybody fight you, critiquing, I would have did this, I would have did that. Okay. All right, whatever. Your hands are supposed to be good now, so listen. Show us what you're gonna do against the young buck over here. Just show us. Can you at least be somebody that people can talk about again instead of saying, yeah, this is Keyshawn's error. Shakur had it, but something went wrong with him.
That remains to be seen, partner. But it should be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to see it because stop talking. I don't give a fuck about all that. I don't give a fuck about all that shit, Shakur. You want to be the villain? Listen, nigga. All right, cool. I got no problem with it. Just prove that you're worthy of being the villain, nigga. Don't just be the nigga that don't nobody like.
Yeah.
I know that card gonna be lit, man. That's one of the, if they can pull all that off.
Oh, the undercard they trying to put together?
Yeah.
What are you talking about so far?
Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker.
Oh yeah, okay. I did see something about that.
Shakur versus this nigga. Well, I seen some other shit. Zhang is on that bitch.
Right.
Zhang and
Big Zhang.
No, hold on. I think ain't Bacody getting ready to fight.
Yeah, Bacody got a fight coming up.
Yeah, but he's not fighting Zhang.
No, but he fighting what's the name? He fighting the dude he fighting Caballero. Caballero is fighting Zhang, ain't he?
Yeah, Caballero fighting Zhang, and I think Bacody about to fight F.A. Jabba.
That's the battle with the right hands right there. That's gonna be, but that shit gonna look, man. That's gonna be a motherfucking fight. Right. But it's a big card. I tip my hat to the Shiki, man. To Dashiki, man. I that's a good card. But what's gonna happen? Because I haven't heard anything, but I heard Madrimal pulled out of the BodyWork fight, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But they didn't find a replacement?
Not yet, not that I know of. Haven't checked back yet.
Because remember we were talking about that AC, I was saying, man, that's a feat, man. And then y'all looking past BodyWork, and I think you know, I think he's a little bit better than what people give him credit for. Because I had him beating Verge.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a tall feat for him to try to go in there with Boychuk, even though Boychuk ain't the flashiest, and then turn around and go fight Virgil.
I posed this before, and I said, listen, should in terms of people asking for rematches and stuff like that, should Boychuk, should Virgil get a pass on nobody asking for him to rematch Boychuk, being that you know the fight fell through? Why are you not stepping up to clear that air? Because too many people got you losing that fight. I haven't heard or spoke to anyone who felt that Virgil Ortiz won the fight.
But you know what, too, though, AC? Your man gets his title shot that's well deserved on that card.
Yeah.
Hamza Shiraz gets his title shot versus Carlos Adames. I'm looking at it.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm happy for that. Once I saw that, I was like, yep. I guess all them UK dudes channels that I've been watching had it spot on. They was talking for a minute that he's gonna
Adames.
He's going for Carlos Adames.
Playing Carlos Adames.
He gonna wash, and I'm gonna put money on that. He gonna wash the shit out of Adames. He gonna wash like a newborn. I'm telling you, he gonna box his head out.
Shit,
man. He gonna stop Adames, man. Why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because Adames, all he got is that right hand, man. And if you're not a pivot away from it, he can't land it. Like he ain't gonna be able to land it, man.
That was Ammo's problem.
And his arms are too long, and his IQ is too high. Adames ain't gonna be able to do shit with that dude.
Ammo's punches was too wide, and he couldn't pivot away from what's the name's right hand. So he would be in that high guard. Look, he blocking everything, but it looked kind of iffy and shit like that. But when he throw his punches, it was just like doof doof, and you could hear the difference between the two of them punching. So I was like, listen, if he go for Carlos Adames, I'm putting money on the stoppage across the board. I don't know what rounds yet, but I may try to go to 3 different websites and see where I can put money on 3 different rounds or whatever. I don't know, but I was just. Go ahead.
Sorry, did Madrimov disclose his injury?
It was something like asthma.
Yeah, bronchitis or some shit like that.
Okay.
But I do know that
bronchitis, man. I mean,
yeah, you gotta be careful with that. Like that's some real shit.
As a boxer, hell yeah, as a boxer, your breathing is shit.
Yeah.
Because I think he already had a whole nother fight lined up. Like, not, but you know, you should go.
But Boychuk, man, he getting sent around the ringer, man.
What
he getting the bad. I don't like that, man. I'm one of them guys where I just want them to get it right. It's like before the NFL came out with that replay, and they could do that, you know, before they really was challenging, before they came out with the challenges and the replay. I just wanted them to get the play right, man. And that's how I feel with Boychuk, man. I think they not doing him right. They're not doing right by him, man. But I'm gonna get off of that. I'm not gonna harp on that. But before we close out, I want to ask y'all something, man. I want to ask y'all about Charles Conwell is the only one to actually call out Bakram the Boogeyman Murtazaliev. The only one I've heard say I want to fight. He said I want to fight Bakram. I want to fight Virgil. I want a champion. He's the only one I've heard call out Bakram, and ain't nobody saying Bakram name still.
Yep.
They act like the IBF don't exist, like he ain't. I'm like, after he did the zoo, I'm like, where's all that? Because if Zoo would have won, oh man, the kangaroo would have popped his head out. He would have crawled up out of his pouch.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? But then Paro got his shit pushed in too. So the kangaroo, he's back. He's way down in his pouch now. But if Zoo would have won, That's all it's been video after video after video. Just like they was riding Zoo's nuts. Like Jamel still wasn't that guy before he went up there to Fort Canelo. And we don't hear anybody talking about Baccarat, man. What is up with that?
Yeah, that's been crazy, but I'm glad you pointed that out, because you know that's one thing I peeped when he said it, when he said all the people you want to fight, and I was like, oh shit, all right, finally somebody call homie out. So let's see if you know, he'll take the fight, or I wanted to see if he's even ranked in the IBF.
Yeah, he gotta be. He gotta be. I know he ranked, because he right there on title. He right up. He barking up the tree
For sure.
But that's a fight. That's a fight. Baccarat and Conwell. And Conwell just looked like a problem, man. That dude looked like a problem, man.
Yeah.
That dude, he can thump.
Yeah.
You see the reaction from his punches, like the way the dude was reacting, like he got some pop, man.
Yeah, he ranked 14. That's kind of fucked up, but that's where he's ranked in the IBF.
All right, well, shoot, y'all, man. Everybody give day, man. I appreciate y'all showing up for your boy, man. All my guys came on, man, and I only rock with thorough motherfuckers, man. If you ain't thorough, I don't want you around me. So I appreciate y'all showing up. I appreciate Koki and Johnny and all my folks in the comments, Cookie, and let me see who else. Jose Rodriguez was in here. I appreciate y'all showing up, man, and rocking out, man, and definitely having Crush on here, man. I ain't had it. I don't think he said he might have been on here once, but man, it was a treat, man, to have y'all kick it with me, man. But go ahead and give y'all final thoughts, man. Tell the 300, the people that rock with me, man. Leave something on their mind, man. Leave something on their mind.
Well, I'm gonna try my best. My brain is scrambled like motherfucking eggs right now. I'm hot, man. Well, I'm gonna say this, y'all. Don't become what you see your fool pretend to be. Let that sink in. And I got Usyk kicking furry ass tomorrow. That's all I got, man.
Okay. Salute.
Oh, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say this. I just basically liberated myself from 2 channels and stuff like that. I for the same reasons I left other biased channels are the same reasons I left these 2 channels. I try to keep the same energy. They still my peoples, but I can't do the bias shit like that no more. I just want to be able to say, you know what? He's my favorite fighter, but in my opinion, I think he might have been wrong in this situation. And if we as fans can say that amongst other fans of the same person without going through a bunch of rigmarole and stuff like that, then what are we, in a cult, or are we fans? I'm not a cultive personality. I love my individuality. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I had to kind of refuel the tank with some words from Neil deGrasse Tyson and shit like that. And it was relating to something else, but I related it to the boxing conversation, to whereas when you take a thing or a subject that has many legitimate views and options and perspectives and try to reduce it down to binary, it's either this or that, then you've automatically diminished the thought process and the growth process of yourself and your audience. And that's why I leave that.
That's bar.
Salute everybody.
Salute, AC. Go ahead, smoke.
Well, for me, I ain't trying to hear no excuses. You talking that big shit. I want to see that. You know what I'm saying? So to me, show and prove. And listen, I'm be truthfully honest with you. I love Keyshawn Davis and Shakur. And until this this year and a half of temper tantrum, he was one of my favorite fighters. But listen, you may see Shakur doing yoga stretches in the ring fighting Tank, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, when grabbing for shit when it's time to get up, bro. Like, this man for real with you, bro. Like, you're not gonna be able to get away from that dude like that. Like, and I'm just trying to figure out, when did Tank just be that guy out there just throwing crazy, stupid, wild punches? When was he ever that, or when was it precise punches that put motherfuckers to bed? So when it come all that IQ shit and then, like, motherfucker, if we talking about niggas like Shakur, motherfuckers is putting you in one of them damn categories of nigga. You got punches that couldn't break a damn egg. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe you could break an egg, but not a boiled egg. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you talking about you gonna do this to Tank, and he ain't fought nobody, like, nigga. But like, you ain't really fought nobody. Like, I hate that he ain't fought nobody shit when you got champions up there that he don't fought. So, I mean, listen, let everybody fight, and then we'll see who deserve what, when, why, and where. When it comes to that, man, I'm about to get up out of here, man. And y'all make sure you do your homework. When your homework gonna tell you gotta do that body work. And I'm out here.
Salute.
Peace out.
All right. Man. Well, yeah, man. Hey, I had my aces with me, man. Classic episode. I'm really appreciative of everybody who even stopped by, man. If you catch this on the playback, holler at me, talk to me. I talk back. I've been a little busy, and it's been a combination of. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a combination of me not really liking too much of the dialogue that's going on, and me not wanting to sound bitter and disgusted. But I'm one of them people that believe that as the conversation goes, so does boxing. Because we are tipping the scales right now. We are just now starting to tip the scales to where people are recognizing that words create worlds. Because they say, how small is the rudder, the small little rudder that guides the ship, and how powerful is the tongue that can change the whole dynamics of someone's body. And people are realizing that they have power, and it's power in numbers. So you'll have 700-800 people running around saying the dumbest shit in the world, and it's not true. But like a wise man named AC once said, perception is reality now. And it was somewhat of a re-wake up call for me when the one of the technicians came to my house one day and he happened to notice, I don't know how, but he noticed I was into boxing or whatever. And he was like, "Oh, what do you think about the Jake Paul, the Jake Paul Tyson?" And in my conversations, just standing around hearing people like, "Well, if he thought he could have did this and that," and they was talking about Tyson and Jake Paul, and I was like, "Man, wow!" I said, with all of the fights that truly mean something, the masses were caught up in Tyson versus the Paul dude. And I'm not, Paul is living his American dream. He is putting on for women's boxers, all of that. Yeah. It's all okay, it's good. You can get a bag with him, you can get a bag. But for me, as a boxing purist who want to see the sport maintain itself and sustain itself, it's not in a healthy place. When you got somebody like Stephen Breadman Edwards, that's why I use them, because I'm one of the people that say, listen, man, don't take my word for it. Go do your homework. Do your research. Like, get out of your feelings and look at the statistics. This guy, he might have dropped to like number 2 or number 3, but for the longest period of time, Tank was the most accurate power puncher in the game. He had the highest percentage as far as power punching, which means that he was very accurate. His output is not that high. His defense is way better than a lot of people give him credit for, because they don't even talk about his defensive prowess. But if Stephen Breadman Edwards come on and said that he has this guy top 5 pound for pound, and he called him a special fighter. Coach Kevin Cunningham said that he was a special fighter. Sean Porter said he was a special fighter. Why do you sit around and argue with other fans who just want to give Tank his credit? Nobody's trying to slob his knob and hold on to his pockets. I'm just saying, when you got fighters like that who was getting ready to walk away from the game, who you're not going to appreciate until he truly hangs them up, we are not in a good place. These guys, the ones with these special talents and abilities, I'm talking about the ones that's special, like to where they are truly generational talents, to where you don't get these but every so often. It's not in everybody beating the odds, beating the statistics, to come out like that and to be a master at your craft the way they are. Don't get sidebarred because you sit around and listen to a bunch of people that have a different agenda, when the agenda should always be the truth. It's something my mother taught me when I was younger. She was like, "Michael, you'll be able to get through a lot of things because you have character." Now, having character don't mean you're going to be the most popular. Having character don't mean that you're not going to have to endure hardships and all that. Having character means that no matter what comes your way, you're going to have integrity. You're going to stand for something. You're going to still be yourself. You're always going to side on the way of the truth, no matter how ugly it is. I'm one of them guys that I want people to tell me, "Hey, man, you got a booger on your nose," or "Hey, man, you got some toilet paper on your shoe," or "Hey, man, Mike, I don't know if you should have did it like that." I welcome that. As boxing fans, today, nobody wants to be checked. Everybody has an ego, and a lot of people are infatuated with being sensational. And with the power that we have, with the voices that we have, the way we see things, if we were a little bit more deliberate and truthful and not as salacious, because everybody have a personality. If we were to do that, as the boxing conversation goes, so will the sport. Words create worlds. Just remember that. So if the things you seeing and hearing and being around, if it's not what you want and what you want to see, is what kind of words are you using? What kind of words are the people around you are using? And that's it, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for rocking out with me on my 44th, man. Let's give the people that deserve their salutes, man. And let's be real in our talks and in our conversations, man. Support the channel, like, comment, subscribe. We got Super Chat, we got Cash App. We do it just like everybody else. And for me, I'm a man that took the stairs. Took the stairs to get where I'm at. Nothing was given, ever given. I had to work hard for everything. So there's some boxers out here that had to work hard, man. This young man on the right of the screen used to sleep. I drive by that gym every day almost. I have to go past that gym almost every day, man. I ride past and I look over to my right when I'm going up the hill and I see that gym. And that man used to sleep outside that gym to where can't a conversation go on in the sport of boxing without them talking about this man. He doing something right, man. And like Crush said, man, he might have heard some of the Floyd hate, man. But like sometimes you gotta judge people in a vacuum. And forget about what your favorite content creator is saying and just go back and look at the film. Study the tape. You know, don't take my word for it. Breadman said he was special, man. But yeah, it's been interesting for me, man, listening to it and pretty much feeding boxing with the long handle spoon for a little while, man. It's just been eye-opening for me. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning more and more the ways of the world and how this social media thing is happening and the power of influence and just a lot of different things, man. And if we're not careful, man, boxing is gonna be a real circus, man. There are some good fights, man, but the people that win, like Richardson Hitchens, when Richardson Hitchens won his title, he didn't get the respect he deserved, but everybody gave Paro the respect. That dude Bakram, he came out, he sparked Tim Tszyu. This guy left, he sparked Tim Tszyu. Nobody would say his name. You know, it's when you the blue collar guy, you work your way up, you become a champion and you do your thing, you don't really get the credit you deserve. Why? Because you're not popular. Well, that's not going to cater to the sport of boxing. But y'all know how I do, man. I do body work. It's not always the prettiest, but it's very effective. But thanks for choosing BodyWork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. He was like, what the fuck is this nigga, right? Oh, okay, you want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to